Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to test if the A7 IV actually overheats or not. There are so many different people saying different stuff about that on YouTube, so I want to test it by myself. I'm here in Thailand right now, so it's hot weather, and as you can see, the camera stands directly in the sun. I already started recording. It said SD card 1, 57 minutes in XAVC SI 4K 24 frames per second, so 240 megabits. What's writing here on the SD card, that should also make it a bit hotter instead of writing in XAVC HS, what I usually do. So I really pushed the camera hard today. I already started it, that's why it shows 53 minutes here on the display. What's important, of course, is that you should set the menu setting for overheating to high and not to standard. That's what I did here as well, because standard, of course, it will like shut down after half an hour or so, but well, the intention is here to push it, so we set it to high. And it's already 9:30 a.m, so for me it's breakfast time now. I had a nice morning with my FPV drone before. The Nazgul Evoke, just got it yesterday. Such a smooth flying experience, I love that. So I would say let's keep the camera running here a little bit and I will update you in a second. Okay, I think it was like 33-35 minutes, something in that area, and now the camera shut off. So yeah, that's in direct sunlight, but I would say let's also do another test in the shadow. So now I put the camera outside but in the shade. Wanted to put it a bit more here where it's like at the edge of the shade, because too far in there it feels a lot colder. So it's still warm now, but the sun doesn't hit the camera directly. Let's start. So it recorded for 60 minutes straight now without overheating or so. Actually the number was wrong. I could record around 60 minutes instead of 57 on the 128 gigabyte card, which is great. So I quickly had to delete the file from the card and also switch batteries and start again, which took less than a minute, and now I'm recording again here. So let's see if it can record for another hour straight without any issues. Okay, we're reaching the end here. It's 2 minutes left on the SD card, so we're close to 2 hours now. The overheating icon popped up 2 times, but just for a few seconds, then it disappeared again. So it seems like we were close to reaching the limit here in this conditions outside. But aside from that, it's exactly what I expected. That is a condition that I would usually film an interview in, and the camera does not have any problems there. I'm definitely confident that I could even shoot a multiple hour interview with this camera without any issues, and it actually matters for me because in the past I shot an online course for a client which was 8 hours long over 2 days, and there we could not afford that the camera overheats because it was in a hotel room over 2 days. It was all planned before, like there was no time that we could waste. I also shoot online courses for myself. I shoot YouTube videos where I'm sometimes in front of the camera for 1 to 2 hours, so that happens as well. So overheating definitely matters for me. But let's do one more test in my room, and it's super hot there like a sauna, and start recording here. So that's my room. It's super warm here already because, as you can see, it is in the second floor. The sun shines in here. I would spend maybe 15 to 20 minutes in this room now talking into the camera. I would already be completely wet. So I will go down, come back in an hour and see how long the file is that it records. Okay. Yo, the camera shut off in that room temperature, but again, I would also not record in here. Let's turn it back on again and see how long it recorded. So it actually overheated after about 24 minutes. I did not expect that, to be honest, because I thought the intense sunlight on the camera would be even worse than here. Maybe it's also because the camera was pretty much running constantly for 2.5 hours before. Maybe it was not completely cooled down. I cooled it down for like 15 minutes or so. So overall, I actually expected that the camera would perform a little bit better in terms of overheating. But I must also say that for all these stuff where I would actually shoot for extended periods of times, like maybe 2-hour interview or something like that, I am confident that I can use this camera, because in the only quite realistic setting that I used, and even that was already quite hot, it recorded for 2 hours without any issues, and that's usually where I would need it. I would definitely not record in this room right now. I'm actually feeling a bit sweaty right now. Yeah, there's already the first few drops. And in direct sunlight, I would also not record. And also when it comes to run and gun shooting, like on and off all the time, I actually never had any camera overheating on me. The Samsung NX300, Panasonic G85, GH5, Canon EOS R, Fujifilm X-T4, Sony a7S III, Canon M6 Mark II, used them all in a run and gun environment, and they never overheated. And the heat dissipation system of the a7 IV is even better than on these cameras. So I think for all realistic shootings, you will not get any issues with the a7 IV. You must definitely set it to high temperature, of course. It's totally safe to constantly use it at high temperature, because before the camera gets damaged, it will shut down. So don't worry about that setting there, just set it to high and you get the best performance. By the way, this is not sponsored. I'm not a Sony ambassador. I paid the full price for it, so I have absolutely no intention here to bend the reality or anything like that. I'm just looking for a good B camera to my a7S III and nothing else. And I also paid the full price for that, by the way. And if you want to compare it to the Canon EOS R6, I would clearly say that the Sony a7 IV wins here, because the overheating, even if it's not perfect, it's still better. There's also no 30-minute record limit, and the 4K 60 crop is something that I can compensate for by using a wider lens, but I can't compensate for overheating aside from maybe using an external recorder or so. So I think overall that if you shoot mainly video, the a7 IV is the better camera, but also for photo, like 33 megapixels is definitely nicer than 20, even if 20 is enough for Instagram and so on. But I definitely prefer shooting, especially time lapses with 33 megapixels where it crops a little bit more. Yeah, that's it for today. Quick video, but I hope it was helpful. If yes, leave me a thumbs up. Also check out my other videos here in the playlist, and I see you again there. You see that? I'm like less than 10 minutes in the room and I'm already sweaty.